All right, Particle Storm is accessed via the generic plugin directly from Lightwave. It is compatible with both 4.0 and 5.0. This is the actual create interface. I just press play and you can immediately start seeing a default emitter. I can move away from this a little bit, get you an idea of what's going on. You can see we're actually emitting from this volume. You can have full rotation support. You can size that. And let's see, make my particles live a little bit longer here using Death Wish. Death Wish is a way to actually kill your particles. At this point, I'm killing my particles based on time. So when the particle reaches 5 seconds old after its birth, it'll die. You can also have it die based on collision age. So when it strikes an object, or when they actually move too slow or too fast, based on velocity. I'm going to jump and actually color these particles. How's that look? Okay, this is the color editor. You can actually create as many keyframes as you want. Each keyframe can be its own color. And as you notice, I can actually click on any keyframe, move it around, and you actually see the effect in real time as it happens. And you can control the alpha channel from here as well, so that they actually fade throughout the animation. At this point, I'm going to add just a basic collision object here. So you kind of see some of them are striking. Let me move that down a little bit. Kind of see they're going around it now. And as you see, it's not slowing down at all. It's all still in real time. You can change that to a box type object, and you can of course rotate that. Even stretch it. And let's say I wanted to add some gravity here. See, now let's say I wanted to move that, let's see, kind of see what kind of effects you can get here. And of course you can actually duplicate each particular item, and let's see here. Top here. There we go. Yeah, you kind of see now I'm colliding off of that one. And these can all be combined any way you want. And you have full elasticity control. Let's say 100% would actually make them bounce off with the same energy that they hit it. You can even have it pick up energy like 150%. Realistically, you'll probably see something around maybe 40%, something like that. And of course, you've got a roughness setting too, so like 100% would be really rough. You kind of see they're hitting, it's like hitting a very abrasive substance. You can see it better if I change that to 0 elasticity. See, they're kind of sticking to it. Now, keep in mind that all these effects can actually be recorded as you change the parameters. So once you hit this record button right here, it's remembering everything that you do. So you can turn on or off gravity halfway through, add wind, add flocking at frame 27 or whatever, and that'll all be recorded as part of the particle effect. Let me just show you some flocking and swarming here too. So you kind of see they're trying to chase this particular object. It just so happens that gravity is enough here to, they kind of want to chase it, but they're, they want to fall instead. So I can turn off gravity and you kind of see what kind of effect you got. Now there's complete, let's see here, control over the flocking behavior. You can change the aggressiveness, the bounding radius, so after they get outside of a certain radius, it ignores the goal. Let me just make it a little bit more aggressive here. And this will really make a big difference if you actually have this goal actually moving around. Maybe if you want to parent it to a null object that's in your layout. It'll actually, I mean, if it's moving fast enough, it might be able to get away, so you can adjust the strength so that they really want to chase it. There's force field support as well. Let's see. Force field is a way to either attract or repel a group of particles. In this case, it's trying to repel, I believe. Let me just crank up the speed. Yeah. So you can kind of see, this is my little force field, this little green dot. So you kind of see it's pushing them away. So if I make that a negative, it actually wants to attract them. So I can create two force fields, so I kind of see how they react with each other. Each one can be its own strength. This one could be attractive, or a repelling one. This could be so it's a lot of neat things you can do with that. Wind, that's a good one. Say we wanted to create an actual wind here. That's my wind vector. It's like a direction, it's a little arrow. So you kind of see they're starting to push it away a little bit, as opposed to if I turned it off. Let's say I wanted to make it really windy, strength of 2, and then make it turbulence. So I'm going to put about 90% turbulence on that. So now they're a little bit more, they've got a little bit more of a deviation to them. And I'm going to put a swirl strength on here of probably about 7, something like that. So you can kind of see what kind of effect we're getting. Inward strength. Inward strength actually tries to hold them in. So you can kind of see I've got this wind direction that's pointing in a particular direction, and the swirl strength is it's tangential to that. So if I actually rotate, you kind of see what kind of effects we do with that. Might look kind of nice if I put a drag on here. Drag is a sort of like an atmospheric resistance. So you kind of notice they don't go as fast as they did before, because there's actually a force opposing them now. You can create another particle group and create another emitter. Let's see. This particle group has 1,000 particles in it as well. And we'll create another fountain emitter and have that emitting from this one. We'll see the effect in a minute here. So notice that they're continuing living is because I don't have a death wish applied to that one yet. So let's just say I wanted to apply that same death wish to that second particle group. And I'm going to create another shader for this particular group. These can be combined. Notice that the wind is affecting my first group, but it's not affecting the second group. You can selectively apply that or unapply it. Request for any colors here? Okay. So I can actually go back to my wind and apply that to this group as well. Because it's offset, you kind of get a different effect. I was actually going to do a quick little tutorial if there weren't any other questions here. Start from 0 here. Let's say I wanted to, I don't know, we've all seen Twister, I think. Let's say I wanted to have a tornado, but I want it to be cows instead. So let's say I wanted to load the cow object. I'll get away from that view here. I'm from Wisconsin, but it's a dairy state. So I'm just going to do some initial setup here for my scene, so I can easily take that into Particle Storm and have a tornado of cows. Just for the object, I'm going to move it out of camera sight so that that's where the actual objects go when they're dead. So I'm just going to move it like way behind us and create a key for it. And I'm going to go over here and clone this cow object 29 times. Okay, so now I've got 30 cows in this scene. I'm going to save that out. I'm going to call it cow. First of all, I'm going to parent my camera, my particle storm camera, to the real lightwave scene camera, so you can get that same perspective. I'm going to start playing here and go to my fountain emitter and actually rotate up 90 degrees, so we're pointing straight up. I'm going to adjust my death wish to be about 5 seconds again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to size this volume of emission and make it probably